So as you can see, I've been asked to talk today about equity and diversity in teacher preparation, lessons from research. And so I want to say a couple of words about both parts of that title. The first part of the title acknowledges the imperative we face in this nation to improve the quality of teaching and teachers and teacher preparation so that teachers know how to and want to work constructively, respectfully, and successfully with the increasingly diverse school population. The second part of the title notes that the perspective I'm going to be taking is based on research. And this is definitely a very important perspective, and one that you just heard from Karen. I've spent a good many days and years in my professional career pursuing. So for about the next 50 minutes, I'll be talking about some of what we know about teacher preparation for equity and diversity based on research. But I also want to say right here at the beginning that research isn't the only way, and sometimes it's not necessarily the best way, to know about this important topic. Learning from practice is also a really rich source of knowledge about teacher preparation. And that's one of the reasons I'm so pleased about the format for today's meeting, which has been so carefully planned. So the format concentrates on what we can learn both from research and from practice. And it gives time to consider the implications for practice and policy in specific areas. So I'm so pleased that, as Karen said, I get to speak twice today, now drawing on research, and then a little later after the panel, drawing on practice. And I want to assure you, don't worry, the second time is much shorter. So with all of that as a caveat, I want to turn now to this research perspective. These are the main premises of my talk. Okay, first, it's widely agreed that enhancing teacher quality with regard to equity and diversity is essential. I think we all agree on that, or we probably wouldn't be here. Second, there are many researchers who study teacher preparation in relation to equity and diversity. But these researchers engage in quite different social practices, and I'm going to come back to that in just a moment and explain what I mean. These differences shape and define the conclusions people come to about what we know about teacher preparation for equity and diversity based on research. And finally, just a general overview point that I'll come back to as I go. Across many different perspectives, there is actually very little existing research about teacher preparation for equity and diversity that deeply acknowledges the impact of social, cultural, and institutional systems and structures, particularly poverty, that have an impact on teaching, learning, and schooling.